as everything, like like I'm not perfect at it. Like the things I'm going to mention now, it's not because I'm perfect at it or I'm like happy with where I'm at. I still want to be better than where I'm at. But the things I have, I don't know if you'll have, but she probably will have like a dream board or something. Men don't usually have. I have a vision board. So in my vision board, one of the thing is tell the truth. You just said truth teller. Tell the truth is one of them. And the second one is serving others. Is the second one that I have. And the third one is I want to know more so I can provide the information easily for other people. Because if I'm stuck somewhere, then I'm not going to add value to others. Right. But I need to keep filling my own cup in order for me to freely give to others.
Exactly. Without, whatever is inside is what pours out.
Yes.
And I can't help but tell how like eloquent you are. Did you always grow up in Ethiopia?
Yes.
Really?
I grew up, was raised in Ethiopia, went to university at Addis Ababa University in Ethiopia. And I think it's been now almost 6 years in Kenya, but that's literally it.
Cool.
Yeah, was born and raised in Ethiopia.
Did you speak this good of English when you came to Ethiopia? Sorry, when you came to Kenya, when you left Ethiopia?
I don't know. Yeah, people say that. I don't know what that means though. Right. Like, I think, people ask me like, but you're able to communicate very well. Maybe that has to do with maybe the school I went to or the movies I watched or the people I interacted to because I grew up with like my Canadian friends that were born and raised there, but they came and then we grew up until adulthood. We were together until they left again. So maybe all those things contributed to it. But it's funny you said that. One of the first negative comments I got from a fellow African was, I liked your content, but work on your accent.
What?
Yeah.
For what? Work on your accent for what? What are they talking about?
I remember thinking, because I know the name and I know which country it's from. I won't say it, but
please say it.
No way. No. So I was like, but what do you mean? Like, we're talking, I am African.
Yeah.
I will have whatever accent I'm raised with. Like, so how is that?
A problem.
And actually, that's one of the problems I have with African people, how African, like the how do I say this? The real village-like, okay, not village-like, that's a very bad term. But like the really native Africans, like they expect everyone to speak like this Wakanda kind of accent, like, and we should show like the world that good things can come from Africa.
Diversity.
Eloquent people can come from Africa. Smart people can come from Africa. You don't have to speak a certain way to prove that you're an African.
Right.
Yeah. And everybody has like, now I'm getting even like better at this. I can tell Nigerian accent from a Ghanaian, from a Kenyan, from Uganda, from Tanzania. Before you can there's no. I don't know. Was there an accent there? I don't even know that accent, honestly. But like I mean proper, like as in the ones that were born and raised there. True. We don't have that lived experience like you have, right? Yeah. So what's wrong with that?
Nothing at all.
What's wrong with that? Like, talk to me in Amharic, in my first language, and you'll hear no accent because, like, that's a proper.
Can you do something in Amharic? Something.
What can I say? What do you want?
Just say whatever you want, and then
say we are at JOfuasia Media House.
Right, and tell them in Amharic language that you are at JOfuasia Media House, and JOfuasia used to be at the University of Gondar. Tell them to subscribe. Right? And to follow, to like, and just go ahead, have conversation.
I don't know if there's a word for subscriber. I don't know it, but how do you say
JOfuasia Media.
JOfuasia. I'm not saying it right. JOfuasia.
JOfuasia Media.
Okay, which camera?
This one? Okay. There you go.
አሁን ያለነው JOfuasia ሚዲያ ነው። እባካችሁ ሰብስክራይብ አድርጉ፣ ተከተሉ ይሄን ቻናል። በአማርኛ አውሪ ስለተባልኩ ነው የማወራው። ሰው አመሰግናለሁ ስለሰማችሁኝ፣ ስላዳመጣችሁኝ፣ ይሄን ኢንተርቪው ስላያችሁ። ተባረኩ።
That's awesome.
Amazing. amazing. That
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
didn't know Amharic sounded so beautiful. It was like a
Really?
mixture of Hindi and Chinese.
They tell me it sounds like a rap. That's what
It
people
really
tell me.
is.
It's like it sounds like you're rapping.
I said it one time at the university. I said, I love to listen to, like, when I fly, I have to tell you, the Ethiopian airline have the best, in my judgment, air hostess, and the sound of their voice is just like music to my ears, And then I go back to the university and this professor is talking to me. I said, I want to listen to that. He said, you did say you like the Amharic language. I said, not from you. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, but when she says,
Yeah.
Mr. Ganalo, that means thank you, So,
But you do know this
Yeah.
is just one language. Like
Okay.
we are over 110 million population, right?
Yeah.
So there's like over 80 tribes and languages.
Right.
So there are so many of them that I don't
Okay.
even know how
So
to speak.
Amharic
So
is like the
Yes, it's
like
national
the
language.
yes,
It's
that's
a major
okay.
one,
Yeah.
but then you also have the Oromia
Oromifa,
language.
you have that.
and,
Tigrinya, you have that.
Tigrinya,
Yeah, yeah.
and
There, we have over 80. Like
Yeah.
we're very diverse.
very
Okay.
diverse. Yeah,
Cool,
very,
cool, cool.
very beautiful people the Ethiopians are. So no, thank you so much. I listened to that core value and I was making the contrast when you talked about it. Truth over falsity. And we know that there's a lot of that being promoted by international media. And so you have taken it upon yourself in concert with other African YouTubers. I think about this guy from Ghana.
I think I know who you're gonna say. Maya.
Wodemaya, the
He's
short
doing
little guy. He's doing great work,
great,
and many others who are trying to set the record straight
Yes.
and tell the truth amid a culture of lies and falsity. And that's really good. And you talk about service over self, right? So sometimes our African leaders are very self-serving. Let's call a spade a spade. You talk about the Equatorial Guinea president, Mbesugo, who has been in there for probably decades.
43 years.
Yeah, 43 years. And so service over self, he uses his political office, his public office in service to himself rather than in service to his people. But you take a different perspective. You want to provide service for the common good. And then I like the one you talk about knowledge over ignorance. Increasingly, the world is now becoming actually more knowledgeable. They're becoming more ignorant. In the US, you see that during the era of Donald Trump. You would think that we're the country of the free and the home of the brave and the home of the people that are really smart. But sometimes you wonder, what is driving this whole ignorance? Now, it's not everybody. Like in most countries, some people are committed to gaining more knowledge and becoming more knowledgeable. But by and large, you have people in society that just dig into their position of ignorance and refuse to be moved. And so I like those core values. And thank you for sharing that with us today. I think that if there are young people listening, I think that there would be something to pay attention to, something to pay attention to, knowledge, the pursuit of knowledge. And I think you've done that very well, So I got more questions for you. Now, I talk about young people here. So what are the 3 advice, I think you could give more than 3 you will give to young people. Because I think some young people, young girls, young women, who feel disempowered in Africa where the men control almost everything for the most part. There are exceptions, but for the most part. And then some young women, so young people who look at you and say, Zelalem is doing good. She's been able to carve out a place for herself in this kind of social media space or new media space. And they want to be like you. Now, they don't always know the challenges that you have to face, but they're looking at you like a success, a leader. What 3 advice would you give them? So maybe you can look at the camera here and offer some 3 advice to our young people, especially to our young little girl to say to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to say what comes
Yeah,
to
yes.
my
Yeah.
mind. I haven't
Okay.
really sat down to think about it, but I'm sure I
Okay.
can come up with a bunch of
Please.
things to say. But for now, the first thing that comes to my mind is anything is possible.
Mm.
And I know it's hard sometimes to look at yourself and think that compare yourself to somebody's, 10 years of experience versus your 1 year, right? Or you're comparing your negative with somebody's positive. And with this social media era, unfortunately, a lot of people compare themselves.
Right.
And I want the young generation to know you are only in competition with your own self. Just you. From yesterday, did you do better today? From last month, are you doing better today? Because at the end of the day, all of us have a different path in life, and somebody's success doesn't take away from yours, because yours is gonna be yours regardless. But you have to do something about it. So the second advice would be move. Whatever you have, don't wait for it to be perfect. Sometimes we're ashamed. The same way I said earlier, first few videos, I was like, oh, I don't want people to see them. They're cringy. But it just started getting better and better and better the more I did it. So you have to just move. For you to do better, you have to start somewhere, and it is fine. Don't be ashamed to look like the fool, because everybody at some point was a fool, like, because we didn't know better. But as we did it more and more, we became experts or
Absolutely.
better or
Yes.
specialists at
Yes.
it. So do that. And third, just know that you matter. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's a reason why you were born. There's a reason and there's a purpose for you being here. So know that, and try to find out what is instilled, like what is in your heart, the desires, the wants, hopes, dreams that you have usually, and the things that really irritate your soul. Even those have a reason. There's a reason why it bugs you so much. Maybe you're the one that's supposed to bring the solution and help others. So always know that you are here to fill in a gap. So we need you. This world needs you. So do not let anybody tell you otherwise.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'll let you comment on that.
I mean, what am I supposed to say after that,
profound.
guys?
It really is profound. It's really cool.
Yeah, but I really love that. I mean, in this current social media age of comparison, there's a lot of mental health problems. People are depressed, committing suicide, and the happiest people are the ones committing suicide. So
Seemingly happiest people.
seemingly happy, because you have to put up a front, and you go back to yourself, you go back to your house, you shut the door, and you realize how dark your world is. So. Like what she said, it's just incredible that you should find your purpose, believe in yourself, and just be better than who you were yesterday. And ladies, it's okay to clap for each other, you know? Yeah, I don't understand what it is with girls. Like, sometimes another lady is doing well, and you just like sneer, and you're like, oh, why is it her?
Jealous.
You know, and all of that. But it's okay to clap for each other, because next time it's going to be you. You know, every dog has its day. So just so happy to be in your presence and to have you here. And we'll hopefully have you back again. You know?
Absolutely.
We'll be in contact.
Yes.
Maybe you will host us on your show one day.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I think that this is just the beginning of our collaboration. It certainly will not be the last. Because as I said, I never actually knew that I will have a chance to sit with you. I really didn't think about that. But I've just kind of liked your content from a distance. I will watch them whenever I get notification. But I don't think I ever communicated to you until by happenstance we ran into each other. And that's the powerful thing. And I go,
Exactly.
I recognize you, Zelalem. And that was a shock for you, wasn't it? Because you didn't know me. I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And if I can just say something about like your bumping into each other, it wasn't, I don't think it was chance that you met. I believe in the law of attraction.
Yeah,
And
I
like
think
whatever
so.
your thoughts are, however strong they are, how
Right.
often you think about them, the vibration you're sending out.
Right.
And if you're living in that vibration and you're actively pursuing those thoughts,
Right.
then you just happen to, the universe puts you in the right place at the right time and
Right.
with the right people.
Right.
So this has all been divinely constructed,
Absolutely.
connected, and guided. And yeah, it's just beautiful how all this
It's
is
a good
enveloping.
thing.
Yeah.
It really is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me, because I think you're doing a wonderful job. You just
Thank
gave
you.
me a tour before this
Thank you.
podcast.
Yes, yes.
And you're doing great. Like,
Thank
and
you.
I think you have a chance in this decorating thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I love
Interior design.
Interior
Okay.
design might be your purpose.
So
I
you
don't
guys
know.
see it there? You guys see it there?
Yeah, because I love the colors, so
Thank you.
colorful and vibrant. And I
Thank
think,
you.
yeah, you're doing a great job. I love your
Thank you.
team. Everybody's young and youthful, and
Yeah.
like, I love it.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And I am sort of like you, Wongel, because when I left Ethiopia, I wasn't actually really satisfied with the university environment. I had some of my own challenges and issues. What is your highest hope for Africa and Africans? So let me ask you there.
Okay.
That's one of the questions.
Yes. Oh my God. So many hopes. But like
Okay.
the one thing, if I have to choose one, and it's
Yeah.
not just for Africa, but the diaspora, anybody that shares the African ancestry with us, right? Everybody belongs here because they were taken away. It's not fair to exclude them from anything, right?
Absolutely.
So my hope is unity. Us coming together, having the same currency, having the same passport, having the same language. Right now, a lot of leaders are accepting Swahili in schools, and because already 10 plus countries use it, and makes sense, right? To be fair, have the same language so we can be the powerful nation that we were meant to be. So my hope is us coming together and being that powerful nation that we should have been, but it's not too late. We can still do it. That's my number one hope for us.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
That's real big.
That would be, imagine that world
Yeah.
where we're not discriminated against
Right.
because we're powerful. Nobody messes with us. Have you noticed how US doesn't mess with China as much as they want to? Because they're powerful, because they can clap back, because they can cut down a lot of things if they want to, right?
Right.
What did the US and EU messed with Russia, tried to support Ukraine, still going on. Now, who is lacking in this regard? Because they're not getting their oil, their gas from Russia. The West is coming to Africa to beg for those resources, the same resources they were telling us to stop exploring, because to keep the earth green and to save the planet, don't use your God-given natural resources. But now when they need it, when there's a war, when they're cut off because of Russia, now they're coming to beg us.
Yeah.
So we need to know how powerful we are, so that in the future they will think twice about messing with us and lying on us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do this together.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
And I think the best way we can do it, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do it is to get to know each other from each country. And I talk about this like this cultural, what do they call it?
Cultural exchange.
Cultural exchange. When you have a Nigerian friend, it's easier to love the culture, to get to know the culture, to get to know the people, to empathize, to know, to love, to want to be the same people, to come together.
To accept.
Same with other nationalities, Kenyan, South African, like people, whether we like it or not, we are a representation to a whole group of people. Right? You have to know that. Like, I'm here and I'm talking, right? I'm representing Africa, I'm representing Black, I'm representing Ethiopia. You have to know, like, you have a privilege, and also it can be, taxing and responsibility.
Absolutely.
But you have to know that. So make sure you're kind to everyone that you meet.
Absolutely.
A lot of times immigration people are like seen as like or painted in a negative light, because the first interaction you'll have with someone at the airport or when you're entering the country, the taxi driver, you're going to associate with the people. Let's all try our best to be kind to one another so that we create like what we're preaching right now.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I would say let's get to know one another first, because I can't force you to love me without you knowing me.
True.
Right.
True.
So the love will flow. The love
Yeah.
will come. The
Yeah.
want to come together will come once you start realizing
Right.
that we're kind of the same people. Like lived experience. I don't know about you, but if you've experienced, you'll meet someone from the Western African country or Southern, and yes, there are cultural differences, but most of our upbringings are the same. Like having that
much the
strict
same.
parent or like
Yeah.
and
Crazy
so
mom.
yes, you'll start realizing. And the shocking thing I found out was
Right.
I call her a best friend, right? Like she's African American, born and raised, like, and her lineage comes from slavery. You would think we're so different, right? As you know, I was born and raised in East Africa. So when we talk, yes, there are culture shocks and there are different things, but core to the value, we're like the same.
Absolutely.
The things we like, the things we experience, how we think. So once you realize we're the same, you're like you have a genuine love for that person. And
Absolutely.
also I think African Diaspora News Channel
Right.
preaches that, and he shows that. He hires people from all over Africa, and he sets the example of we can work together, because there's like a fake narrative that they can't work together. This Africans or this diaspora, and we're two different people. That's not true.
That's
How come
garbage.
white people can come here, open an organization, still work with us, but we can't work with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora? Does not make sense.
It's not
So
true.
the more you know, the
Right.
more you get to
Yeah.
relate and love that person. So I think go out of your way to learn about other cultures within Africa and learn
Right.
how what the lived experience has
Right.
been, and then we can go from there.
True.
Let's just start.
Very true.
Pole pole.
Yeah. Pole.
Yeah.
That's really good. I mean, like,
Thank you.
just what you said about getting to know other people from other countries and cultures within Africa could bring us together, unite us, and probably even solve some of these issues we have of tribalism, which is so like
Right.
backward.
Oh, I hate that.
You know, but I mean, if you look at Africa, then it's hard to look at the tribe. You're like, that's my brother, you know? And so I think that's a really profound thing
Yeah.
you said.
One
Absolutely.
thing I hate.
Please.
I hate. You asked me love, passion, tribalism. Oh, like it hurts me to my core, because other people, okay, they're discriminating against us.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah.
It sucks, and we need to correct it, and we need to call them out. But when it comes from your own,
Yeah.
I think it hurts more, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It
And
does.
It's
I
like
hate
hating yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty
That's the
much.
definition of self-hate.
Wongel, it's been
Thank
really
you.
good to meet you and to
Same
have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
And
me.
Absolutely.
So lovely having you here. Please do come back again.
I will.
Yeah.
visit
I
with
will.
us. Good,
I will.
good.
Thank you so much for having me. You've been the best hosts
Thank
anyone
you.
can ask for.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
You're
so, what
kind.
about your Instagram? Are you on Twitter?
Oh,
Besides YouTube,
Well,
how
yeah.
can people find
okay,
you?
I'm not that active on Twitter because like it's just too toxic. But I have an
Yes,
account.
yes, yes.
But like Instagram, YouTube, same my name, Wongel Zelalem. If I
Okay.
can spell it out,
Yeah, yeah.
WONGELZELALEM.
Good.
Maybe it's better to write it here,
Yes.
Wongel Zelalem.
Yeah,
And we will also put it on the screen as
Yeah.
well, so you can subscribe to her and follow her. And when you subscribe, remember especially to hit that notification bell for me and also for Zelalem Wongel. All right?
And you already
Absolutely.
know, guys, Jana Pondo across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and JOfuasia Media, YouTube. So see you there. Okay, so here at JOfuasia Media, we are a content creation platform for creatives. We do have our own content that we create, but also we do have facilities, technical expertise, equipment, technology for creatives. I mean, maybe you have an idea for a show that you want to do or a podcast, or you've got a photo shoot and you just don't have the access to, all these materials or just the skills in editing. Come right here. We're going to sort you out. We'll give you consultation. We'll give you ample time, a spotlight to just be the best that you can be. So yeah, come down here. We're waiting for you, and bring your best. Put your best foot forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.